Hi everyone, Lori here of Art Lava Studio. I'm going to make a short tutorial for this no glue, no sew accordion watercolor sketchbook. Now the first step is finding the direction of the grain of your paper. This one is Royal Talents 360 GSM, 140 pounds. That is the measurement of the thickness of the paper. Just from the sound of it, you can already hear how thick this paper is. So this is great for watercolor or gouache or even acrylic. So I have already determined the grain direction for this whole pad, which is this way, right? So it's going horizontal. Right, so you can see that if you try to fold it this way, you can feel some resistance. There is a resistance. But if you fold it the other way, you can feel an even stronger resistance. So that is against the grain. So this is against the grain. So I cut it this way, but I fold it along the grain, because if you fold it against the grain, it will just keep opening. So this one is folded along the grain, and you can see how clear the fold is, or the crease. Now I will show you when I fold this against the grain for cutting purposes. Right, see, I have intended to fold this against the grain, and you can see already all those wrinkles, like too much wrinkles compared to this one, which is folded along the grain. You see how much cleaner that crease is on both sides. But I need to fold it this way so I can cut it. Right, so you need to really push hard and make sure those two corners are aligned. You have to push really hard and press. Look what's happening now. Right, but we need to do this to cut it in half and fold it for the pages. So this is a bone folder. This is a Teflon bone folder, and it doesn't leave a shiny mark on the paper. I got this one from Amazon. Right there you can see the uneven creases, and sometimes it breaks. Right there I can feel some fibers have broken off, but that's okay because I'm gonna cut it anyway, and you can notice all the creases inside. So I'm just gonna take this steel ruler, and then it will leave a beautiful deckled edge. You have to press hard because this paper is really thick. There you go. Okay, now I like to get rid of that line by using a bone folder and just pressing. We can trim it off later. So that's folding against the grain, and you can see all the wrinkles. Now I'm going to fold it along the grain, because that's how you should fold your pages, so it stays close. So you can already see how much easier it is to fold this way, and hardly any crease. I mean, hardly any wrinkles. Okay, make sure it's two corners are aligned. Okay, push hard and just press where that fold is, and then you can use your bone folder. But now you can see how much cleaner the wrinkles are, much fewer wrinkles than folding it against the grain. Yeah, you can see even on the inside. All right, so use the bone folder to make that crisp and clean line. So this can add to your accordion. So we're just gonna have to cut off some sheets of paper, a thinner black paper, to make the hinges. Okay, here's our regular 150 GSM black paper, which I'm going to use for the hinge. And for that, we need to find the grain, direction of the grain. Right, that's the direction of the grain, this way. Because you can feel the resistance here. Okay, so this is the direction of the grain, and I'm going to cut maybe an inch, and then just glue it here. So that goes at the back of this accordion sketchbook. So the hinges will go on that side. So 1, 2, 3 hinges. Okay. So I'm gonna cut this paper now and make 3 hinges for the accordion sketchbook. So the height of the hinge is the same as the height of the book, and we can just trim this off later. So I'm going to make 3 about this thick, this wide, so it's easier to fold, because if you make the hinge too thin, then it'll be harder to fold later on. Make sure it's aligned. Gently cut with a blade. Gently follow through. There we go. Next one. And we can just trim it off later if it's too long. Don't really have to press hard, but you can do it a few times so you don't hurt your shoulder when you do this. Okay, now let's fold the hinges. Make sure you press that corner and it's aligned. Okay, once you got it aligned, then you can use the bone folder to make a clean. Okay, all the hinges are cut. So now you have to try and position them. Make sure that's the way you want it to be. So this is the right side or the front. So make sure the hinges are behind. So we put the glue on both sides and stick 2 sheets at a time. Second hinge, make sure the positioning is correct, where the fold is facing you and not this way. See the difference? Okay, so the fold should be facing you and the glue will be on both sides, here and here. So get some scrap paper. And this is just latex glue. Apply to both sides, all the way to the ends and corners, especially the edge. Okay, make sure it doesn't move so you don't get glue behind. Okay, hold so you can change position. You can see where the glare is, so you can see the areas where you have missed. Okay, keep your finger there. Hold with a bone folder or anything that you can push it with. Okay, there we go. Get rid of that paper. See, it's the same side where the hinge, the first hinge is. Okay, let's do it this way because the glue should be facing up and not onto your surface. There we go. Clean your fingers. Take the other sheet. Reposition as close as possible, but leave a gap so that when it folds, it doesn't get so worn out. Here we are. Make sure there's no glue on the table. Clean that off. If you have this special eraser, this one can kind of remove the glue. There. Okay, just let it dry for a bit, and then we can add the third and the last hinge. Right, so this one goes this way, and the decorative paper will go that way. It's the same size on the short edge, exactly the same size. What you'd like to do is to fold both top and bottom flaps. Alright, and the other side. There we are. You can use the back of your nail to really clean up that crease. Make sure it's really flat, so this one goes there. All right, and this other piece goes this way. There is that space in between, the same size on the long side. All right, this is the cover. This is the horizontal front cover because I want the sketchbook to open this way. Okay, so now we are going to do this. And make sure you have equal. On both sides, so you can just eyeball it, you can measure, you can trace. It's really up to you, but I like to eyeball. So hold on to the cover. And use the bone folder because this one is going to go inside. You'll see what I mean in a while. Okay, let's fold both sides. Make sure it doesn't crease any of that paper underneath. Okay. Now, because this is the inserting one, it'll be much easier if we trim the edge on a diagonal and a bit of a curve. So you can cut where that crease is and then round this edge. That's one way. And the other way is to start from the fold and just round it up. Okay, from here you round it up and go to that crease. Insert between the cover and the decorative paper. It's a bit tricky, but it's easy. There you go. Fold and do the other side. Make sure it's snug. Between the paper and the decorative paper. I mean, that's the cover. Okay, fold in. There you go. I've used 2 different sheets of paper for demo purposes, so you can see which one is the decorative paper and which one is the inner cover. Okay, so now we insert the accordion into the cover. This is the cover. And now we need to do the spine. Okay. So now these edges, these corners need to be cut up to there. It'll be much easier to insert it. So from that crease, just round it up. From that crease, slant and round. And from the other side, do the same thing. Let's put it in. There we are, almost there. You can glue the flaps if you wish, so you avoid this from happening. Yeah. All done. Alright, so there are many ways you can use this accordion sketchbook. Well, I've designed it to be landscape, but you can also use this way. So you can remove the spine and look at all your drawings or paintings at one time. So you can display it that way. Or you can also remove the 2 covers if you decide to frame the whole thing. So And then you can still paint here. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 panels to draw or paint on. The back is where the hinges are, but you can still use it for whatever you would like. So here we are, accordion watercolor sketchbook. So here's a white pages version with decal edge. Thank you for watching.